This is a practice video for Highland Holiday by David Giardinieri. I think you're going to say that. This is the second violin part. And we're going to work this section by section, and at the end I'm going to do a full run through of the whole piece. So at the beginning here we've got 1 sharp in the key signature, F sharp, key of G, 6/8 time, which sometimes switches to 9/8 time, and a lot of double stops, which are really fun, but for the purpose of just learning this piece, I'd recommend just doing the top notes for now and then adding the bottom note in when you can or if you feel comfortable. So I'm going to just do the top notes as I do each section, and then in the run through I'll do the double stops as they're printed. All right, so at the beginning here you're doing the bodhrán drum rhythm, and as we'll learn in class, you want to make sure that you're just subdividing your first quarter note into 2 beats, feeling 2 big beats though per measure. So the rhythm at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, rest. Long, short, 1, 2, 3, rest. Rest. So keep the uppos, the 8th notes, nice and short. You see they have dots on them, and if you kind of even lift up, that gives that nice kind of lilt or space between all of the repetitive pitches. Pick up to 9, so that last big slur and hook before 9, work on that a little bit. The 16ths are going to get a little fast, so the whole thing in one bow. So work on that, make sure the F natural is nice and low, and if nothing else, just get to 9. So even if you want to simplify that beat down to just the E, you could definitely do that, or even that would make more sense. So the E, the C, and then the D and G, and I can help you with that in lessons. All right, so dotted halves, 2 beats, 2 big beats in 6/8 time. So you're holding this tie for 4 beats, 2 measures of rest, and then you hold again, and so on. At 17, that tiny little note, the B, the 8th note B with a slash through it, that's a grace note. Grace notes are ornaments, and they don't get a certain count or beat, so it's not like a true 8th note. You're just going to kind of flick your finger off, like that, and slur it into the A. So let's take 17 up through 22, get this rhythm down. So again, this is slow under tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Like that. So again, getting the rhythm of the quarter 8th pattern. And now at 26, you're going to join the first violins in this main melody. So rhythm to take a look at is the dotted 8th, 16th, 8th pattern. Measure 27, 28, 29. You've got this over and over. Main part of this melody. So counting wise, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So long, short, long. And as you get faster, that 16th is going to be very, very short. So don't worry about the grace notes right now. Just try those little patterns. So 27, a little faster. Again, use just a little bit of bow in the middle. 28. 29, hook it. Put just a little bit of space in between. Now, when you start adding the grace notes in, and again, this is optional. If you want to do it, challenge yourself, go for it. At 27, just flick your 3 down, and then finish the measure. And that's all you have to do for that. Same thing as we're looking ahead, measure 34, those grace notes at the end of the measure that attach to the G. So just slur it down into that G. All right, so let's take this melody. This is the pick up to 26, up to 39, slower practice speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get into some rhythm stuff. So work that faster and faster until you can get about to this. So here's your concert tempo you're aiming for pick up to 26. 1, 2. So nothing too crazy, but it's going to take some work to get all those notes down for sure. All right, so now you get to lay back a little bit. So 39, super fun rhythm part. Listen for the bass. They're always on the downbeat. And then I believe you're with the cellos. After this first beat, you're going to be on beat 6, 3, 6, and so on. So in slow, slow motion, this is how that counting goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 6, like that. And then once you get into the full 2 beats, this is how it'll feel. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, you don't have to play both notes, just pick one line or the other. Totally, totally fine. Still say in your head, rest, rest, or don't hyperventilate, but give a little sniff, sniff, and then you'll know if you're playing the rhythm correctly. Once you repeat that, second ending. So similar, but you're going to start off with the rhythm you actually had at the very beginning with the first measure and work that in. Okay, so you repeat that section, go to the second ending, and then you get to relax even a little bit more at 57. This is where the violas and cellos take the melody. 2 beats per dotted half note, so you're going to hold these ties for 4 beats total. And then you've got these little hooks at the ends of some of those ties. So let's do 57. 1, 2, just the top notes, and 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, rest. 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, rest. 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. And then that part is the same as what you're doing down at 48. So there's some repetition. It's 96. This is a new section. The first violins were doing it on the first page. So 96, the counting, you've got an 8th note. That 4 is for a 4th finger. And then the 3 is a little slanted. You see it's in italics. That means a triplet. So you have an 8th, a triplet, and then another 8th. So you can go 1 triplet 3, 1 triplet 3, bum ba da dum. So get that 4th finger moving. Get as quick as you can. If that's not working out for you, if it takes a little time to get those fingers moving, simplify it down to just playing G, A, G in 3/8 notes. And so on. So just scribble out the G and F sharp in the triplet. Totally okay to simplify. All right, so then you've got some 8th notes to learn. So let's take it 96 slowly up to the first ending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then repeat back to 96, take the second ending, and then 105 is very, very similar to 26. It's that same melody, but just in a harmony line. So again, you can leave out the grace notes if you like. Watch out for the dotted A 16th, 8th pattern. But let's take it from 105 to the end of the song. So here again, slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that last note, if you want to do so, the grace note is the open G, so you just hit that real quick, And then you could do both notes if you want, open D in one, or just do one, or whatever you're more comfortable with. Okay, so now as promised, no more talking. I'm going to play through the whole thing at close to a concert speed. I'm going to do both, or all the repeats so you get an idea of practicing and getting your eyes to return to the first part of the repeat sign, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here's the beginning. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's 17. 2, 1, 2, 26. 2, 3, 2. Alright, so sorry for some of the bowings in there. We're going to talk about stuff in class and see if we want to do all those hooks or not and see what makes things easier. So the biggest focus, I would say, is the melody at 26 and then the stuff at 96, those eighth note patterns. So do it slower, slow this video down. Remember in the settings you can slow this down as well, and then start ramping up your speed.